All right, so our favorite overrated quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Listen, the Pittsburgh Steelers, let me just get it out of the way, the elephant in the room, the big news out of the way, first of all. The Pittsburgh Steelers just lost to the Cleveland Browns. They lost 6-13 to the Cleveland Browns. And Aaron Rodgers is just horrible. I've got to say, he's so bad, and you can tell the guy knows it. He's got a shot arm. Oh, but what about I know a lot of people, but what about the last drive when they drove down the field and they lost? It doesn't matter how good he was in the final drive. They lost the game. They scored 6 points, 2 field goals. They didn't even score a touchdown against the Cleveland Browns, one of the worst teams in the NFL, with one of the worst offenses. The Browns skated by the whole game with 10 points, scored 13 on their final offensive drive. They scored 3 points on their final drive, which they only got those 3 points because of a turnover on downs, because Mike Tomlin went for it, and they didn't get it because Aaron Rodgers sucks. And yeah, they sealed the game on defense, and they won it. Myles Garrett didn't get the sack record, but listen, Aaron Rodgers, I don't know why you're on this humiliation ritual tour. You know that you're not good. You know that you're a scrub. You're almost doing it to yourself, and it's hard to feel bad for the guy. And if you feel bad for this guy, I don't know what to tell you, man. There's nothing about me that feels bad for this guy. He's doing this willingly to himself, right? And next week is for the division title, and you damn well know he's going to throw for like 113 yards with a 58 completion percent with 2 interceptions. And, there's just his body language on the field. He blames everyone else. It's never his fault. He's always the one on the right. Everyone else is always in the wrong, right? Yelling at the line, yelling at his coaches, yelling at the running back, yelling at the receivers, yelling at the refs, yelling at the other team. I mean, it's just pathetic. I mean, he really is pathetic, and there's no accountability. He never takes any sort of accountability. He's just an old, fragile, washed up, just terrible quarterback, and his reign of tyranny and his reign of terror, just simply put, needs to end. I'm sick of seeing this guy play in the NFL. My whole life he's been playing in the NFL. Just please, can you go away? Just seriously, go away. You're a cancer. Nobody wants to watch you on their television screen anymore. Please go away. Go be a family man. Just go away. Just stop. Seriously. When are you going to just learn to admit that, just admit that maybe along the way it was a little bit your fault. Take a little bit of it. Just go away, and once again, go be a family man. Just go away. That's what I'm trying to say. He just makes me fucking mad, and it's pathetic. He's trying to drag this sorry career around, and you damn well know he's gonna come back for another year because he can't let his ego. His ego is so massive, he needs that extra year. He needs to prove all the haters wrong about how he's the best. I mean, he's just pathetic. It really is. And, I mean, the crazy thing is he was actually the best quarterback on the field today, too. That's the crazy part about it, and he was on a losing team. So, I mean, it really, first of all, it goes to show you how inept the Steelers' offense was. And it goes to show you how bad Shedeur Sanders was as well. This guy has the weakest arm I've ever seen. Listen, maybe there's a whole nother video for a whole nother time, but Shedeur Sanders I would release him after this game. I mean, he gives you no chance of winning. The only way you can win is if you hold the other team to under 10 points. And, the odds of you doing that every single game are almost miraculous. The odds of you winning 5 games doing that are, once again, almost miraculous. So they've got to find a quarterback. And as for the Steelers, they're going to need to find a quarterback as well, right? Mason Rudolph's a decent backup. Will Howard is a third string. They need a quarterback. And once again, Aaron Rodgers, if I was the Steelers, listen, Mike Tomlin as well. Mike Tomlin, if he loses that game next Sunday, if he loses that game to the Ravens, who nobody 5 or 6 weeks ago thought they were going to make the playoffs, or even come this close to begin with. If they lose to the Ravens in that game and they miss the playoffs, Tomlin's got to be fired. I'm sorry, but this whole, let's go 9-8, let's win 10 games every year, and first round exit every single year. You need to get a new coach. You need to change the culture. Something needs to change within the system, organization of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know, he's one of the best coaches in Steelers history. This, that, I understand, I really do. But I mean, every dog has its day, And you're just going to have to tell him the unfortunate news. I guess, listen, Mike, you've got to go. We can't have you here anymore. Every season is mediocrity. We never win anything. We're trying to get over the hump. And the fact is, a lot of Steelers fans are complacent with that, right? They're accepting of 9 wins, 10 wins, make the playoffs, lose by 20 in the wild card. And they've grown complacent with that. And, hopefully they're starting to wake up now. Hopefully, they're sick and tired of the same song and dance over and over, because it really is the same shit every single year. They never win anything. They never get far in the playoffs. They never have a stable quarterback situation, and that's got to change very soon. And Aaron Rodgers has to go as well. Once again, I'm just so sick and tired of seeing this guy play on Sundays. I just love for him to retire. I mean, once again, I've said this a lot of times before in a lot of my videos about Aaron. He's the most overrated athlete in the history of professional sports. Once again, he's not. I think I would genuinely take Matt Hasselbeck. I would take Carson Palmer. I would take Jeff George. I would take a lot of just classic good quarterbacks over Aaron Rodgers. Right? I seriously would, because Aaron Rodgers just projects that sort of negative energy. He's a disease to the locker room. He's a complete cancer. He's not to be trusted, and he's not a good leader. He isn't. If he was a good leader, he'd have more than one Super Bowl in 20 years, right? If you're Aaron Rodgers, you've got a career where every single year you have a 5% chance of winning the Super Bowl. Oh, but he played 20 years because of how great he was. Maybe that's the only valid point all of the Aaron Rodgers fanboys may have, is that he played, so long because he was good. And yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe he's got, I never said he was garbage, right? I just said he was the most overrated player ever. And he's on the, he's on the sort of same tier as the Carson Palmers and the Jeff Georges of the world, right? Once again, if you gave me an option between Carson Palmer and Aaron Rodgers, I wouldn't even think about it. It would be Carson Palmer every single time without failure, right? I may even consider taking Sam Bradford, right, over Aaron Rodgers. I seriously would, because once again, Sam Bradford and Carson Palmer, do they project the loser, negative energy in the locker room? Are they a disease? Does their toxicity spread in the locker room? No, they're not toxic. They're decent leaders. Aaron Rodgers, you know what you're getting. You're getting a plague on the locker room. You're getting a guy who never takes any sort of accountability and will play like shit when it matters the most. Once again, all the playoff losses that he had in Green Bay all get blamed on the defense by the just delusional Aaron Rodgers fanboys. They actually legitimately believe that he's some god to quarterbacking. Listen, this guy skated by on his arm strength for so long, and now that it's no longer there, he sucks. It's over. His career's over. And the Steelers are in serious trouble. I think they're going to lose. They're going to lose bad. I think they're probably going to lose 38-12 against the. I mean, it's going to be a blowout. Tomlin's gone. Rodgers is gone. They'll pick a quarterback. You got to reset this whole. You got to shake the fucking thing up if you lose. And so what if you win next week? If you win, you make the playoffs. You're going to lose. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. You're not going to make it past the first round. What team in the playoffs are you going to beat? You've not had success against playoff teams the whole fucking year. What makes you actually, in your own mind, believe that you're going to you're gonna win? I don't care if it's a home fucking playoff game. You're going to lose to whatever team you play in the first round of the playoffs, right? But this time, it's different because you're getting to host the game. You're not going on the road, but there's no fucking difference, right? There's absolutely no fucking difference whatsoever. It doesn't matter. You're gonna lose, and that's that. And Aaron Rodgers, once again, he's a disease. Mike Tomlin, he's got to go, and it's just the whole thing needs to be shaken up. You need to try to just change something within the organization, because what the formula that has been laid out for years now no longer works, right? Listen, you have this great defense, right? You held the Browns to 13 points. The problem is you scored 6. You let one of the worst quarterbacks we've ever seen in the history of the NFL, Shedeur Sanders, beat you. And he didn't play well. He had one good throw the whole game. I'm not even counting his first touchdown pass as a good throw. It was only touchdown pass. Because it was behind, it was underthrown, it was wobbly, it floated in the air. The DB made the two defensive backs made the wrong play. They didn't even know where it was so poorly thrown. They didn't even know where it was, because he has such a weak arm. He can't throw more than 20 yards down the field in the wind without it floating in the air. And he made fucking Aaron Rodgers out there look like he had a cannon, look like he had a bazooka, right? And Rodgers at this point has below average arms. I'm not saying it's cream pie, I'm saying it's below average, right? But he made Aaron Rodgers look like he had Josh Allen arm strength. And that's, once again, you need a quarterback if you're both teams after this season. And you need a new coach if you're both teams. But especially, I mean, if you lose against the Ravens, you need to shake the fucking thing up. Aaron Rodgers, you're just a loser. It's that simple. All you've done your whole career, besides one fluke playoff run, but that, by the way, nobody remembers. All you've done your whole career is lose. Lose. Underwhelming performances in the biggest games of your life. Once again, besides one Super Bowl run that nobody remembers. Nobody fucking cares about that. Nobody references that. Nobody remembers it for a reason. Nobody even remembers that the Packers won the Super Bowl that year because nobody cares, right? Because Aaron Rodgers in about 20 years will be irrelevant. Nobody will be talking about him, right? Everyone will still be talking about the greats, the legends, the Montanas, the Marinos, the Bradys, and maybe, somewhere down the line, the guys like the Lamar Jacksons, the Josh Allens of the world, they will not be talking about you, Aaron Rodgers. Once again, I don't think I'm sorry to say this. A lot of people will think I'm rage baiting or whatever. I believe this. Aaron Rodgers is not a fucking Hall of Fame player. He's not. You might as well put Jeff George in the Hall of Fame then. Put Carson Palmer, Matt Hasselbeck, put Sam Bradford in the Hall of Fame. Put those guys in the Hall of Fame, then maybe you could consider including Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a supreme loser. He will never, once again, his career's over. He never won anything besides one fucking fluke playoff run that, once again, nobody remembers. And that's that. He had a nice little one-year career, and that's it. Other than that, he's been one of the most overrated athlete in sports history. Right, and there's been plenty of those to fucking go about, but he's by far the most overrated. So I'm just done. Aaron, can you please just ride off into the non-existent sunset you think you're riding off into and just go away forever from football? Just retire, leave the game quietly, don't make a ruckus, just go. And once again, in 20 years, you still won't be in the Hall of Fame, and no one will be talking about you because you will be irrelevant because there's probably 400 or 500 quarterbacks that were way more talented than you were, and you suck. Go away. Thank you very much. So that's it, man. That's it. The Steelers are melting down. They're going to lose next week. Aaron Rodgers is horrible. Listen, Shedeur Sanders actually played worse than him. He played worse than Aaron, but he won. He was on the winning team, so I'll cut him some slack. He played horribly. Once again, can't read a coverage, holds the ball, has no arm strength, all that stuff. But, I guess it doesn't matter because he won, right? So that's it, folks. Thank you all for watching. This has been Mr. Truth, and this was nothing but the truth.